Well, a day later, and honestly, the Coke 600, not a bad race this year. Let's talk about that. So, Coke 600, NASCAR's longest race of the year, which should have happened yesterday, Sunday, but instead happened today, Memorial Day, May 29th. Honestly, interesting race. We had a winless streak finally end. Driver who honestly is probably should be suspended. We will wait to see on NASCAR's call on that one. But I honestly think this was a good race. It got kind of sloppy towards the end, but it was a good race. So let me pull up the finishing order because after 400 laps around the 1.5 mile Charlotte Speedway, this is how it shaped up. Ryan Blaney ends his 59 race winless streak. Clint Boyer on the broadcast even said he didn't want to talk about him because every time he talked about someone, they got in a wreck. So Mike Joy had to talk about the winless streak. William Byron started on pole, had that number one pit stall. His pit crew won him 6 races off the pit road. Finishes second. Truex Jr. started hot, faded towards the end, gets third. Bubba Wallace finishes ahead of Tyler Reddick. Honestly, for the first 250, Tyler Reddick was the better car out of the two. I don't remember hearing Bubba's name much, so not bad. Kyle Busch, always there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Hell of a job showing the Daytona 500 wasn't a fluke with how consistent he is. Chris Buescher in the RFK car showing the speed they have. Brad Keselowski was in the top 10 for most of this race, unfortunately, as I'll get to in the recap. And kind of shot himself in the foot. Austin Dillon showing, hey, Kyle Busch is up here in 6, but I can do pretty well here also. And then Zane Smith in the 38 get the top 10. How did you get there, Zane? Honestly, I was so focused on the end, just like, is there going to be a caution? We're going to get another caution? Like, Byron led so many laps. Denny took the lead. As you notice, no Chase Elliott, no Alex Bowman, no Denny Hamlin. Well, Alex Bowman had a top 15. He got 12th. But no Chase Elliott, no Denny Hamlin. That's going to take a bit of talking about. But we ran caution free up until the competition. Caution at the lap 35. Which, okay. We get going, still green until lap 76. When good old 7-time Jimmy Johnson bounces it off at the turn. Actually, no. This time he didn't bounce it. Later in the race he does. This one, he just got loose. Was trying to pass Corey LaJoie on the outside. Loses the car and ends up just spinning. Bringing a toe link. So, kind of not a great day for 7-time. Let's just say that. We go racing again. Make it to the competition. Stage 1 caution. William Byron wins stage 1. On that pit stop, everyone but Michael McDowell pits. Michael McDowell was 30th at the time. Ends up moving all the way up to 1st. By the time in the next pit stop cycle, he falls back to 28th. So it netted him 2 positions, but like a lot of drivers learned, hey, this not exactly a good thing. But we go two laps of racing. It wasn't long into the new stage, and we have Legacy Motorsports that they probably just wanted to stay over with. Jimmy goes to the garage on lap 101 to get the toe link fixed, and then Noah Gragson and Eric Jones both go to the garage to fix the radiator. Apparently, the same lap, a piece of debris punctured the radiator of both Noah Gragson and Eric Jones. which makes no sense. Makes me believe we live in the Twilight Zone. That both Legacy Motorsports cars, all three, went to the garage in a lap. Since Jimmy's technically part of it, but like the two full-time teams went to the garage. Freaky. They all came back out. Unfortunately, Noah didn't finish, and neither did Jimmy. If you're a Jimmy Johnson fan, Jimmy finished 37th, only completing 115 laps. Noah Gragson, his engine just gave up after coming back out for a few laps, only completed 117. Eric Jones came back, completing 341 of the 400 laps, so at least he was able to continue. He finished 32nd, so not a great day for that Legacy Motor Club. But then we went racing for a while until halfway through stage 2, lap 157, and we get the dreaded rain. It just rained in turn 3. It only washed that one corner, and then it swept over the entire track, and then it was gone. And we probably were standing by for like an hour or so, and it was blue sky. The sun came out. Like, it was so nice. It was just weird. Sorry. Sorry. So, sun's out, which is an amazing sight to see. Lap 156. Kyle Busch gets loose on the out. Gets loose below Brad Keselowski, spinning. Daniel Suarez does make contact with the driver's side of Kyle Busch, but was standing on the brakes, so not a lot of damage there. All three continued on. And then this is the controversy. I will definitely talk about that once we finish, because being a Hendrick driver, I do have some thoughts on this incident that I think is going to differ from a lot of Chase Elliott fans. But we get back racing after that caution, and the NASCAR and Fox showed earlier in the lap off of turn 2, Denny running Chase up wide, like running into him when it was 3 wide. Off of turn 4, Denny again runs Chase hard. Chase hits the wall, and then right rear hooks Denny. Mike Joy thought Brad Keselowski might have made contact. A lot of people showed a video like, oh, Brad didn't make contact, but at that point, Chase is already spinning Denny Hamlin. And Denny even showed the telemetry of Chase turning left, so I'm in, as much as I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan, as much as I'm a Hendrick Motorsport fanboy, I love 24, Jeff Gordon, and knowing he owns a portion of the team and will be the owner when Rick Hendrick passes. I think Chase intentionally spun Denny Hamlin there. That ended both of their days, because Chase's right rear was, that thing was at a 45-degree angle. So Chase's day was done. Denny went head onto the wall. His day was done. And Denny was pissed. I think he has every right to be pissed. We weren't even halfway. Like, it was just a bad move on Chase's part to do that. Like, you can make it in on points. He can make it in on points if he's smart. Chase can make it in on points, and today he lost so many points by only finishing one stage, which I don't even believe he got stage points for that. It's like, Chase, you gotta be smarter than that. now we're down to what, 10 races or so. Like, we're at the halfway point of the season, and you're just throwing away points. Like, not a smart move on Chase at all. So we get back going with like 8 laps to go for the stage, and Ryan Blaney leads the field. But Chase, Chris Briscoe, he wins the stage because the stage ends half a lap early because BJ McLeod spins off of turn 4. I never really saw a replay of how McLeod spun. All we saw was him stopped in the middle of the racetrack. So get back going. Honestly, Ryan Blaney at this point, his car's come alive. He woke up. He's finding another groove. And then lap 232, a guy who was a contender in the top 5 for a majority of the race. Christopher Bell spins off of turn 4, and his day was honestly, he doesn't show back up in the top 10. His day, he finishes 24th after leading 48 laps. Like, yikes. Also, Denny Hamlin finished 35th, Chase Elliott 34th. So, tells you how many cars actually were still running at the end of this thing. Since Eric Jones was 32nd. So, after that, honestly felt like 5 laps. And looking at the rundown, it was 5 laps. We get Ty Gill. No, actually, sorry, it was 40 laps. It didn't feel that long. But yeah, it was close to 40 laps. Todd Gilliland. This says came up on Brad. But watching the replay and the onboard, Brad Keselowski gets loose on the outside of Todd Gilliland in the 51. Spins, and he gets front end damage. Only reason Brad was back there. Yeah, this was when Brad was still competitive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, just before the sequence, they pitted under that caution, and Brad has a loose wheel. So, Brad has to come back down pit road. He's now 2 laps down. He's working hard. I think he got a lap back. And then, unfortunately, get that front end damage, which pretty much ended his day. Brad did get, because of a lot of the late race cautions, he did get back up in the 19th. So, he did get his 2 laps back. But the dominant car, his day was over with that spin, which kind of stinks. I was hoping, especially because of my season prediction, that he would be up in the top 16 in points. So we get back on. We actually run the rest of stage 3 green. And Ryan Blaney wins stage 3. Remember, Coke 600 is the only NASCAR race to run 4 stages. So Ryan Blaney wins stage 3. Mike Joy, during that, just before they went to caution for the stage break, said the winner of stage 3 of the past 5 years has gone on to win. Make that 4 or 6. So, on that pit stop, William Byron's team again wins the race off pit road, having that number 1 pit stall. So, not bad. 325 wasn't a caution, but Tyler Reddick was second, chasing down Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney did not have long run speed. Makes a save driving through the grass. Well, not really the grass since it's AstroTurf, but the chicane for the Roval, he pretty much shortcut it. Like if they're running the Roval, he shortcut the chicane, saving the car, kept it on the green. Then lap 344, we're nearing pit stops. The final green flag pit stop at this race was to go green. And Michael McDowell, feel bad for the Jackman and tire changer. You're getting a 2-week vacation. His tire fell off on their pit stop, and that thing was right in the back straight away. So, rough day for McDowell. He did lead 4 laps. He finished 28th. And then, at this point, it felt like caution's precaution. Because we get going again. And lap 358. Tyler Reddick and Kevin Harvick make contact, battling for 7th. Harvick goes sliding to the grass. No damage. But that was very interesting. It looked like Harvick just got tight and just ran right up into the Reddick. Nothing really Reddick could have done. He bounced off the wall. So that was lap 359. And then the last caution of the day. Okay. My notes are messed up there. Kyle Larson. So then we get another caution after the Harvick wreck for Austin Cindric spinning off the back straightaway. He looked like he got loose. I don't have it in my notes. I forgot to write it down. But he gets loose off of turn 2. And hits the inside wall. His car front end was done. And he finished 31st. Then 8 laps later, Kyle Larson gets loose on the outside of Christopher Bell, and his day was shot. Like it was off of turn 2. Larson just completely lost it. This collects Joey Logano. And I gotta give props to Ty Gibbs. He ran top 10 all day until that wreck on 375. So, but it ended Larson's day. That car was beyond damage. Ty Gibbs, he continued to run, but his day was over. He went laps down with the damage. Joey Logano, he kept going, finished on the lead lap. But Kyle Larson finished 30th. And Ty Gibbs, 2 laps down, finished 26th. We also... But let me finish the rundown, and then I'll get to the thought I just had looking at the order. After Larson's spin, the last 25 laps went green. William Byron started on the front row, side by side with Blaney, and Blaney took the lead and drove off to the sunset, ending his 59 race winless streak. Okay, so notable finishers outside that I haven't mentioned. Almirola finished 25th. Interesting thing during the red flag, when the drivers got out of the car, there was an incident between Eric Almirola and Bubba Wallace. No idea. I haven't heard anything on what sparked that confrontation where Almirola shoved Bubba. But from everything I heard and what Tony and Clint talked about in the booth, Almirola is a calm, like he's calm. He's a very cool head. It takes a lot to rile him up. So that was interesting. As I said, Christopher Bell finished 24th. Daniel Suarez, after the little front end contact, ends up 23rd. Ross Chastain finished 22nd. Chase Briscoe, who was a lap down in a lot of this race, finished 20th. Harrison Burton, good day for the Wood Brothers, 18th. JJ Yaley finished 16th in the Rick Ware number 15. Not bad. Corey LaJoy finished 17th. Justin Haley, who is actually running, as I'm having on this screen, the Xfinity race, finished 15th. And in the Xfinity series, he is running 10th. Him and Ty Gibbs running double duty. So Haley's running all 900 miles. Gibbs is 3 miles short of running 900 miles on the one day. That's a lot of miles. Allmendinger finished 14th. Brian Preece comes home a solid 13th. Alex Bowman finished 12th. First race back from fracturing his vertebrae. And Kevin Harvick, who I've so wanted to win, who led 19 laps, finishes 11th. But yeah, Zane Smith on that second to last caution stayed out and led 3 laps. That's how he got the top 10, just track position. Because, oh wait, 8 laps later we had another caution, so he could pit with everyone else. So, but the biggest controversy from this race weekend is the whole Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. And as I sit here as a Hendrick fan with all my Gordon diecast family, I have to agree with Denny. I don't care if that toe link's broke or not. He clearly turned right. Turned left, hooking Denny and turning him right. I hate to say it, but if NASCAR's want to be consistent, you gotta suspend Elliott for a week. It's gonna kill the ratings. Like, you don't want to suspend the most popular driver, but you got to. He broke the rules. You gave Bubba a week suspension for when he turned someone right. So it's only fair to give Chase Elliott the suspension. But besides that, I honestly think this Coke 600 was one of the best ones in a long time. Sucks it happened on a Monday, so you don't get the entire television audience that we should have had for this 600. But it was still a great race. But we will see what NASCAR does this week with the whole Elliott incident. And I will catch you all hopefully in another video this week. I will try to post a recap of Gateway with less notes than this one that I'm literally feeling like I'm missing a quarter of the race, because I definitely am, but it's late for me because I got home a little later than I want to. But enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Hope you all stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!